most of you people probably didn't know it, but he had two different prostheses. He had one that was gray and one that had white, that had pin strips on it. He called it home and away. I mean, that's the kind of guy he was. He made a tough situation lighthearted, but he was a great individual.
Well, you know, everybody here been talking very negative about Ronnie.
What did he say?
So anyway, I like to, you know, I spent 1 year in 1972. I came to the Cops, and then this is the first time that I had the opportunity, you know, get to play with Randy. In the meantime, the reason I want is playing in Chicago because I like to, you know, to play day game, and then the ball club was one of my favorites. Still, I was playing San Luis, but I still like to play. I want to play here because I like to play day games. And of course, they have good players here, like Fergie was here, Billy, and Papa, Randy. You know, forget about Randy. I don't want to look about Randy. They're a different level now.
Little Cuban refugee.
The one good thing I remember about Ronnie was I never forget, 1972, opening game. I think you were pitching for me. We were playing the Philadelphia Phillies, and I believe in his third or fourth inning, somebody hit a fly ball to me to right field. And then, you know, playing right field here in regular field is tough. You have to fight the wind, you have to fight the sun. So I was on with the ball. I dropped the ball to run and score. Okay, so the inning was over, and then when I went to the dugout, the first game, Leo was ready to shoot in my behind. Of course, nothing new. That's it. And then Ronnie took me to the side. I was embarrassed, and then 35,000 people that were booing me. And I came to the world there. So Ronnie took me to the side, and he told me, Jose, this isn't going to be the first time or either the last time that, you know, you're going to drop a ball. All you got to do is go over there, try a little bit harder, you know, and beat you, the next one's coming to you, you know, you can just catch the ball. So I said, well, Ronnie, if I know that, you don't have to tell me that, I know that. So I was a little intimidated about him because he was so competitive that he wanted to win. And then each time when we lost a game, then we lost quite a few games. You know, that year, you know, he take it pretty hard. And I think the only time I saw him mad, real mad, he used to order one with little pizzas, you know. And Joshua Warner was the equipment manager, so one day I went like 0 for 4, and then the pizza was cold, and I told Caruana, who sent the piece of garbage to Caruana? Well, it didn't belong to Ron Santo, so Santo found out that I called his pizza garbage, you know. And then he came in to me and said, well, from now on, after the game, you're going to have an apple to eat. You just go there and drink whatever Cuban sandwich you got in there. and then, since that day, we became a good buddy. Really, we became a friend. I have a lot of respect for him. And then he had a lot of respect for me, too. And then I would play for him, you know, within 72, and then 73 he went to the Cubs. And then after that, you know, I used to see him around the Holy Fantasy Camp every year, you know, and then about that time, you know how it all late. And then that man used to go over there. We have like 90 or 100 camp, and then he sang out a rap for everybody. You know, and I can believe it. You know, a guy that he went through, what he went through, that he was so nice, you know, and he tried to make people so happy when it's supposed to be the reverse. We should make him happy because he was struggling, you know, all his life. You know, now, especially talking about Randy, that's completely different.
What did he just say?
Randy, you'll be happy to know, and fans of an English language transcript of Mr. Cardell's comments will be available for the next year comes.
Anyway, yeah, you know, it was, you know, really, we all got to miss, you know, Ronnie, and, you know, I know he's in heaven right now. He's watching everybody, probably laughing at everybody, you know, and he was a great man. That's the only thing I read about him. That's good goodies. Thank you very much.
All right, number 32, Bill Baptist is going to talk a little bit about Mr. Ron Santo.
Well, I have to admire the man for, first of all, what he went through. I don't know if any human being could go through what Ron Santo went through. All the, you know, losing of the legs and diabetes and open heart surgery and gallbladder. But, you know, the man was amazing. The money he raised for juvenile diabetes was something like 40 or 50 million dollars, which is just unbelievable. That's the type of man he was. And the day I pitched my, should have been a perfect game. He said that's the first time he's ever had a letdown after a no-hitter. When I first joined the Cubs in the middle of 1970, I came from the Atlanta Braves, and I was directly across from Ron Santo's locker, and I noticed that in his locker, he had about 5 or 6 Hershey bars. I said, damn, this guy really likes Hershey bars. So, season ended, next spring, summer comes, and again I looked, there's a candy bar from Ron Santo's locker. And I said, I said, this guy really likes chocolate. Then he calls a mini press conference, and I said, oh no, he's gay. I said, he's coming out. I said, oh. Scared the living hell out of her. I didn't know any gay ball players.
That you knew of.
And then, of course, he talked about diabetes, and he finally came out and said that he had diabetes. And he was the most amazing human being, I think. Not only that, but a hell of a ball player. I played with a pretty good third baseman in Baltimore by the name of Brooks Robinson, a human vacuum cleaner. And, you know, Ronnie, you know, took nothing from nobody as far as playing third base. And why that man is not in the Hall of Fame is just unbelievable. Should be putting people in, not keeping them out. We got guys on 79 saves, and finally Bert Blyleven, 287 wins after 14 years, finally gets in. And here's Ron Santo with the stats he had. It's just remarkable that these people are not good men. But I love the guy. He was a great ball player. It was just a pleasure playing with him.
Glenn, as we alluded to earlier, you spent some time, a number of seasons, rooming with Ronnie on the road, and talk about the days.
There's a few things with Ronnie. You had to work at that hairpiece when you woke up in the morning. You said, I hope I have a better day than that. letters left and right from some weird drawl. Anyway, they brought in the FBI in Philadelphia. They were senior FBI workers. And one stayed on one side of our room and the other on the other side. And our general manager, no, one person questioned me or asked me a question. So I said, I've had enough of this stuff. They're going to shoot Ron. We'll make sure they get the right guy. I took those white billboards and I glued one over Ron's bed. I said, Santo sleeps here. Santo sleeps here. It's not very good that night. But anyway, Billy and I put a joke on Santo. We got back to the clubhouse and he walks in and Billy says, let's take that baseball and put something that ticks in there. So I got the timer off of the whirlpool. And it went tick, tick, tick. So we put it in there, sealed it, and put it under his fan window. And he comes in, he says, I feel so good today. That's all the squatting, man. That thing is all over with. I feel good, and I'm going to play hard today and play good. And all of a sudden, Billy says, Beck, what is that ticking? And I said, I know, I've heard it since I arrived. And Santo looked under there, and he's reading through the papers, and he says, oh, hell, it's a bomb. He ran out, and right on Clark, or one of those streets, he throws it over the left field fence. The street. Here comes Al Schumann, God bless him, was a great trainer. He says, okay, who was a smart ass who took my timer for the whirlpool? I said, it was Santo. It's on Clark Street.
That was one of the, I guess the second time I saw Ronnie embarrassed. He never did get embarrassed that much. But he was a person that didn't keep his emotion in. And this one particular time, if you seen old pictures of Wrigley Field, you seen old pictures of the dugout, and the bats used to be lined up in a 2-6. They drill holes and put the bats in it. This is wood. So every time a guy make a good pitch and Ronnie pops up or do something, hit a ground ball, make it out, he comes back to the bench and he pulls his bat and breaks his 2-6. Okay? He breaks it. And he would do this all the time. So we go on the road and we stay on the road for I guess about 10 days. And the ground crew say, I'm tired of this. He breaks it. Every time he come back and make it out, he break the dugout rack, the bat rack. So we go on the road and say 10 days, and they went and get a piece of iron. And they drill holes in this iron and put it just like the old wooden rack that kept the bats. And we come back and we in Chicago and the ground crew, I think they flew me in and told me what was going on. So we played a game one day and somebody got him out, he popped up or something like that. So he come back to the dugout. And I think this is the most embarrassing time to him. This thing was made of steel, you couldn't break it, Superman couldn't break it. So he come back to the bench. I could see the veins in his neck. So he grabbed this bat, okay? In the past 8 times he broke this wooden rack. He pulled that rack and it didn't break. He pulled it again and it didn't break. Now he started looking around, see who's looking at him. And everybody started laughing because the ground crew had toes. They put this piece of metal in, you couldn't break it. He kept pulling, he don't be determined to break it. So the thing didn't break, he slammed helmet, bat, and everything down. Sit down.
Randy, all I want to say is in 1969 Shea Stadium, between you and Ronnie, who's consoling who?
Ronnie.